The FBI may bring criminal charges against individuals at JPMorgan Chase, an unnamed source told Bloomberg News. The FBI is working alongside the Justice Department in its probe of the bank's energy trades, which was announced on Monday.
We think the FBI probe is closely related to a settlement that JPMorgan just inked with the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission, FERC, where they paid about $400 million to settle charges that they'd been improperly manipulating energy markets in California. That sounds familiar because Californians have a long history of being manipulated, going all the way back to Enron. But basically, there were a lot of really inefficient power plants, power providers in the energy grid in California, and JPMorgan adopted some really complicated trading strategies, which effectively raised the prices for electricity in these areas, costing not just these power companies but actually consumers a lot more money due to the way that this power is being traded in the financial markets. And this was considered improper by the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission, which issued a fine against them. A lot of people were very upset because they said, well, if the company was really doing this amounts to stealing from consumers, then shouldn't people have to go to jail for this? Shouldn't this kind of crime be treated like other types of theft? And FERC, they're a regulator. They usually do civil stuff. They're not charged with criminal investigations, and so now you have the Justice Department getting involved and potentially bringing some criminal charges.
Do the energy utilities in California have anything to do with this? Why wouldn't they have noticed? I mean, is this only a financial institution problem?
Right. They did, and that's actually why this came up. They complained, saying, we've been, the prices of electricity here are going in the wrong directions here, and this is a problem for consumers. And utilities in California are regulated to some extent. They're supposed to function in the public interest. So it's not good when consumer prices go up, and they have to watch this stuff. But this general commodities problem isn't just limited to the energy markets. JPMorgan is involved in lots of other markets for silver, markets for metals. Goldman Sachs is running these huge aluminum warehouses in Detroit that beer companies and Coca-Cola have complained about. Goldman Sachs basically not letting aluminum out the door so that they can speculate on aluminum in the financial markets. That's the charge, of course. So these types of activities, banks didn't used to be able to engage in. For a really long time, banks were limited to making loans and trading securities. You weren't allowed to actually play around in the real economy here because it creates all of these potential conflicts of interest that can actually cause problems in the real economy.